In factoring the trinomials where a is not 1, we're going to use a process called bottoms up. I'm not really going to call it a shortcut, but it is a process and a way to factor trinomials that it's not foolproof. It is foolproof unless you make a careless error, but it leads from factoring where a is 1, as we did before, into this method. So it's called bottoms up. You start off with a trinomial, in this case 3x squared plus 19x minus 14. The first thing that you always look for is a greatest common factor. In this problem we don't have one. This walks you through the steps that's already typed out. So I have 3x squared plus 19x minus 14. Step number 1, we're going to multiply a times c. So this is written in the form of ax squared plus bx minus c. So I'm going to multiply a times c, which is 3 times 14. 3 times 14 is 42. That's where I get this 42 right here. So I haven't changed anything. I've just multiplied the first number times the last number and got 42. After getting 42, you go through the same process that you did before. My signs are going to be different. One's a plus and one's a minus. Here I have x squared. What gives me x squared? X times x. Well, what are factors of 42 that subtract and give me 19? Well, over here we've written the factors of 42. So which one of these subtract and give us 19? It's going to be 2 and 21. So that's where we get 21 and 2. All right? So the only thing different, we said a times c and got 42. And then when we did it our last lesson right here, the difference is that once you get to this point where you multiplied in the a times the c, you have to undo that and divide both of these back out by the a. So if a is 3, then you have to go back and divide by a. Now notice that 21 divided by 3 is a perfect integer. Okay, it's 7, it's a whole number here. But this 2/3 does not simplify. If it was a fraction like 4/6, you want to simplify and reduce all fractions. This does not reduce anymore. So here's where bottoms up comes from. You have 3 on the bottom. You're going to bring it up to become the coefficient for the x. So this 3 came up, became the coefficient for the x. So here's my answer here. Now, in doing this process, there's 2 places that you really want to check. You want to check about whenever your a is 1, you want to check right here. You want to look and you want to say, okay, outer terms are negative 2x. Inner terms right here is a positive 21x. That does add together and give me that 19x right here. So far, so good. When you get to that last step, you do want to walk through. I would advise you to walk through and at least look over it. If you FOIL that out, x times 3x is 3x squared. X times negative 2 is negative 2x. 7 times 3x is a positive 21x. And 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Then when you add these two together, you're going to get that 19x. But it's going to give you your original problem. Some people just check, again, the outer and the inner products. Inside I have negative 2x. Outside I have negative 2x. Inside right here I have 7 times 3, which is 21x. When you add that together, you get 19x. But you always want to kind of eyeball check that last step to make sure you haven't made a careless error. Let's try one more and just practice. You're going to start with multiplying a times c. So we have 3 times 6, which is 18. So we have x squared plus 7x minus 18. This takes us back to where we were before. So I need to know factors of 18 that subtract and give me 17. So I'm going to set up my 2 binomials. The signs right here tells me they're going to be different. So one's a plus and one's a minus. I look right here at x squared. What are factors of x squared? Simply going to be x and x. Then what are those factors of 18 that subtract and give me 7? So I come over to the side. This is 1 times 18, 2 times 9, 3 times 6. Which one of these subtract and give me 18? It's going to be the 2 and the 9. Again, I need to remember that the sign is positive, so the 9 gets the positive, and this is the 2. Again, a good place to check. I have negative 2x, positive 9x, that's 7x, even if you just do it in your head. Here's where you can't forget. Since you multiplied in that 3, at this point right here, you have to go back and divide by 3. You multiply a in, you've got to divide a out. So this equals to x plus, that reduces to 3. This fraction 2/3 does not reduce. The 3 comes up and becomes the coefficient for x minus 2. You can check this and see that this will be the answer.